Hey guys, I'm John Setzler and welcome back to Man Cave Meals. Today we're going to have a look at a product here. This is an adjustable rig system that Tom over at Ceramic Grill Store is working on for the Kamado Joe Classic. He sent me this product last week to get some feedback on it, and I've been playing around with it. I haven't actually done any cooking with it yet, but I've done some testing with putting it in the Classic and looking at the different configurations. And what I'd like to do today is show you this product, show you the different configurations it can have in the Kamado Joe Classic, and get some of your feedback on it and see what you think. So the pieces that I have are the adjustable rig itself. I've got 4 of the crossbars. I'll show you what those do. I've got one of the half stone hangers, and I'm going to show you what that does. And then we've got one of the grill racks that comes with this. So those are the pieces that I have. So let's have a look at what we can do inside the Classic. Okay, the very first configuration we can do is to set this right on the fire ring and put the cooking grid right on top. And what that does is just gives us a very simple elevated cooking grid that raises the cooking grid from the standard level on the Kamado Joe Classic up about 3 or 4 inches higher. The next thing we can do is install a pair of the crossbars at any of the 3 levels in this rig, and then put the half moon heat deflectors in place, and then put the cooking grid on top. And then we've got an elevated cooking grid with an adjustable level heat deflector below it. You can raise or lower this by changing the height of those crossbars, or you could set up and have an elevated direct with an indirect on the other side. The next thing we can do is use this system in conjunction with the divide and conquer rack. So I've put the divide and conquer rack back in, and then we'll put the Ceramic Grill Store grid in place, and then set the adjustable rig on top of that grate. And then we've got some other options here that we can set up using the crossbars. I'm going to install one of the crossbars in the upper level, and then I'm going to put the half stone hanger in place. And then we can place one of our half stone heat deflectors over that and use one of the Kamado Joe cooking grids right there, where I've got a really nice 2-level cooking situation. I've got full access to this lower full-size direct heat grid, and then I've got an elevated indirect space on top of that. That's a really nice configuration here. And by that same token, I can pull the heat deflector out, and I've got a full direct grid with an elevated half grid behind it, which gives us another really nice and diverse cooking situation. Another way we can set this up with the divide and conquer rack is to use the divide and conquer rack to place our heat deflectors in the bottom position, and then we can place the Ceramic Grill Store grid in the low position, and we can put our adjustable rig on top of that grid. And in this configuration, this is where you get to some really interesting options if you've got the pieces to do it. We have an indirect surface down low here. I can put my half moon grid from the Kamado Joe back on top there if I want to. I can also go back to this setup with the crossbar and the half stone hanger, and with another half stone I could put that half stone up here and have a double level of indirect cooking at 2 different levels if you need that. I don't have the additional half stone out here, but what I like about this particular configuration is that you can use crossbars at multiple levels, and the benefit I see here is putting the crossbar in the middle position Ceramic Grill Store has an oval rack that I don't have here that could go on this level to give us another almost full level of cooking. And you could either add a second big round one, or even your Kamado Joe Half Moon. That Kamado Joe Half Moon will fit on the back. The way this rig's designed, you can't really get this. You can put the second one on the front here, but you wouldn't want to have too much weight. It doesn't balance that well out here. But with their oval rack, which I think would be a perfect solution here, you put the oval rack here and get a second one of these round racks. You could have 3 full levels of cooking with this adjustable rig. I think there's a lot of versatility added here, and what we're looking for is some of your feedback. What do you think about this setup? What do you think could improve it? What kind of features does it need to have? Like I said, I wish I had another rack here to show this off a little better with that multiple level of cooking. If you were cooking ribs, like baby back ribs or even St. Louis cut ribs, and had 3 racks here in the Classic, you got a lot of real estate there to work with. You got a lot of real estate if you're cooking chicken wings. I would have no problem cooking 2 briskets on this grill with this setup either. So have a look at this and think about it a little bit, and tell me what you think. And one of the things I almost forgot to show you is one of the things I would most frequently use this for is setting up like I've got here with the divide and conquer rack in place and the heat deflectors in the low position. I'm going to set my adjustable rig back in there with the crossbars in, and I would use the crossbars at whatever level I felt necessary to hold my drip pan, and I would put the drip pan in place and then use this rig on top. And that makes a nice elevated cooking level with the drip pan in place. So I had almost forgotten about that. I did buy these drip pans from Ceramic Grill Store a few weeks back. I bought a 14-inch one to use in the Classic, and I bought the 18-inch one to use in the Big Joe. And that's the final configuration there that I forgot to show you on this. But like I said, let me know what you think. Leave some comments. What would make this better? What would improve this configuration and make it something that you would feel like you'd have a hard time doing without? Let me know what you think. This is John Setzler with Man Cave Meals.